Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar. My name is Shola Rogers.
And my name is Oladolupo.
Together, we will take you on a 54 minutes drive through the world of music, sports, entertainment, and everything in
In
between.
between. And you're welcome. You're welcome to the bar today. And for people listening, you can actually also send a message to us. There are a few places that you can send a message. You can send a message via Facebook page is Boom Radio. You could send a message to our YouTube page, and then you could actually send a WhatsApp message. Yeah, you could actually send a WhatsApp message. It is 080-9488-2388. I'll take that again. 080-9488-2388. You can send a message and we'll take it live here. And it's Shala Rogers is also live on his Facebook, so you can also send messages through there. We get those a lot. And so I think that's wonderful. Let's start the show. We started on yesterday was a very interesting, very laid back show. Today might actually seem to be a little bit more, would I say technical?
Maybe not. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, but it seems like they view more serious, let me put it like that, more serious technical stuff that is probably we're going to deal with today. Yes, actually.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
What we're talking about, the VAT.
I won't use the word more serious like it was not serious too. It's basically, it's more political. You understand? And to some people, politics is more serious than some people. That's all.
Yeah, we're
Some
talking
people.
about the anti-grazing laws, which some people
And the
are,
fallout of
and the fallout of all this. President Buhari is actually in Imo State.
At the moment.
At the moment, he's in Imo State. It's is supposed to be. He's commissioning a few projects that the governor had invited him for. There's also stories of how there was an IPOP sit-at-home order in Imo State where a lot of people are sitting at home, which I don't know if it is fair, but I don't know how a governor is still allowing such things happen.
It's not the governor that's allowing such things happen. We have to be real with the situation. So IPOB is pulling its weight in the eastern part of Nigeria, and it seems to have a lot of support, and he has a lot of IPOB backers. However, it's a mob action. Even if you are based in the southeastern part of Nigeria and you're not an IPOP supporter, you still can't go to the shop. There are talks of people being attacked.
I get it, but isn't it this particular time that also the state government needs to bring out their own resources and find ways to actually effectively secure people's lives and property?
So if I'm the
Are they saying that
if
they
I'm the
have
governor-
more foot soldiers than the government?
if I'm the governor of Imo State and there's a sit-at-home order by the IPOP group, I will let it ride. It's less logistics for me. Let them sit at home.
That's the shutdown of the economy of the state for one day.
It's the people who are missing. If the people who are suffering do not rise up at some point to fight for their livelihood, if they're okay with this every Monday shutdown or Buhari is coming shutdown, then it's fine.
I'm not sure I agree
As long
with
as
it.
every member of staff that works for the state comes to work, I'm fine. You people should continue with the shutdown. By the time hunger kills you, you enter your shop now. Let me tell you, the sit-at-home thing didn't start by IPOB. A couple of years ago, the Nigerian space that was inhabited by civil rights organizations deployed that same method, and it worked for a couple of days. They're like, oh, you're shutting down for 3 days, sit at home. And people were sitting at home. I know about Lagos. By the 4th day, Lagosians hit the street slowly. In fact, the funny thing is, all the so-called sit at home, in the evenings, markets were opening. In the evenings, people were doing business, you understand? So it was more or less like, okay, we have this public holiday that was called not by government this time, but by the civil societies. But by the 4th day, 5th day, man, nobody listened. So the next time they called for a sit at home, it did not work.
But this keeps happening a lot. That's my point.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying that if the people who are living in the southeastern part of Nigeria allow it to happen, maybe they support it, maybe they want it. We know that some people are being forced and coerced. A guy put out a tweet, someone who claims that he is in Anambra. He put out a tweet, Anambra State, and he said that they had heard that a group of masked men will come to enforce it when people go out during the so-called sit-at-home order, and that him and people in his neighborhood decided to go out together to protect people who might decide to go out. And they actually caught a group of masked guys, and by the time they interrogated them and maybe tortured them a bit or whatever, that those guys were not even IPOP members. They were just basically people who were cashing in on the old confusion, and they're like actually enforcing the sit-at-home. We saw videos of the earlier ones that they called.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
2-3
how
months
can
ago,
a group
where
that is
people were being
proscribed, that is
beaten.
terrorism, point blank terrorism.
All right, so if the group is proscribed by the federal government, if the state government has failed to control it, what do you think should happen?
That's the thing. The state government needs to do something about it.
With what? Do they have their own police force? Do they have their own army?
They really can't do anything about it.
What exactly? Give me one suggestion.
Okay. But
No. You know that Boomba is not about just criticism. We like to prefer solutions.
that's what I'm saying.
So
Are you saying for a fact that
feel that
a
the
state
government should be
government,
doing more?
yes, a state
So
government collects security
what
votes.
should he be doing?
He gets paid security votes. I get it. The concept where everybody keeps going on about how security is federal, the police is in, the federal is in charge of security. So why do you collect security vote? What do you use that money for?
Okay, so Doluba, what should the governor of Imo State do?
Find a solution. I'm not a governor, but this can't keep happening.
What solutions do you have? You understand the problem?
Deploy the police, deploy the army.
Which police?
Are we saying for a fact that governors really do not have commissioners of police in their pockets? Are we saying that?
Are they supposed to have them in their pockets?
Maybe not.
Is that the right
Maybe
phrase
not in their pockets. Maybe not in their pockets. But really, are we saying that they really do not have any control over it? I think that people, as much as everybody needs to, everybody's going on with federal government this, federal government that, I think that state governors are one of the laziest set of people, just because they have a federal government to blame for it.
Yeah, we all agree at times.
And so that's the point.
We complain about the state.
It just looks like nothing is being done about it.
In realistic terms,
You are the chief security officer of your state, and you're allowing this to happen. I'm sorry.
So in realistic terms, what can a governor do?
He has a bit of security at his disposal. Is he saying that IPOP in Imo State has more people, has more resources than he does as a governor?
What if they do?
How?
What if the people of Imo
Then he shouldn't be governor.
Then what if the people of Imo are actually in support of IPOP?
It's not about being in support. IPOP is proscribed. It has nothing to do with being support. Absolutely not.
I get you. IPOP is prescribed. That's fantastic. IPOP is prescribed. But IPOP says sit at home and people sit at home. En masse.
But we know for a fact, we've seen pictures and videos of how before it got to this point, a lot of people are sitting at home because of fear.
Okay.
That's the point I'm trying to make. But why did you let it deteriorate to this level?
Who?
The governor.
Okay.
Everything gets to the table of the governor at the end of the day. That's it for me.
I get.
You can't keep getting paid for something. You can't keep doing all these things and then everything is federal government. We could not move forward if we do not get to start doing things, taking responsibility for our actions. We won't.
I like your stance. I have adopted this stance in other scenarios, but in clear and specific terms, it's like Sunday Igboho, for instance, and the people, not only him, the large chunk of people or group of people who are agitating for the Yoruba nation.
Yeah.
And they started all their rallies.
Mm-hmm.
Did it ever cross your mind to attend any of those rallies?
No.
You're Yoruba now.
Yeah.
Did it cross my mind? No. Do I support a Yoruba nation? I don't, actually. This is me putting it out there. But guess what? On the day of the rally that they called for Lagos, we were all stayed at home. Because, again, we were afraid that things were going to degenerate. But a lot of people stayed at home, while a few people went out to join that rally, or even journalists who went to cover it. At the end of the day, the Yoruba people have spoken without even speaking. Because if they're really in support of a Yoruba nation and a rally or any other thing, there would have been a large turnout.
There was a large chunk of people.
There was
and
a large turnout
and we saw
in Ondo State.
And we saw
there
how
was a massive turnout in
government
Ekiti State when Sunday Igboho went to all these places. But in Lagos, which was supposed to be the mother of all rallies, the bulk of Lagosians didn't even come out. Do you get what I'm saying?
Not even just that. We saw that even the few people that came out, we saw the resistance that they got.
So
you will not even allow it happen in the first place. So where is the place of...
Where in the East have you seen people come out to resist this IPOB stay-at-home order or any other IPOB?
In security agencies, take Lagos for example, it was security agencies that had come out point blank and they had said it that they were not going to allow this rally happen.
Okay, so...
And did they allow it? No.
The parallels I was drawing were completely lost on you. You didn't listen or you didn't get what I was saying. Okay, I will repeat myself for emphasis. In the eastern part of Nigeria, it's sit at home.
Yeah.
In the southwest, it was about rallies.
Yeah.
How many people who are from the the southwest part of Nigeria joined those rallies?
But we also saw where there was also...
They had a good turnout, but it's not the
if we're looking at it from that angle...
In the case of the southeast, there's a large number of people who are staying at home.
They are staying at home because of fear, because we had seen also...
So the people who didn't join the Yoruba rally was because of fear?
Yes, some were because of fear.
Okay.
Because we knew for a fact that there was going to be a major resistance and you did not want to be caught in the crossfire. We saw how that caused the death.
I'm not talking about Lagos, I'm talking about the entire southwest.
Yeah, so the people that came out...
The people that did not come out for all those Sunday Igboho rallies was because of fear. You said yes.
Okay, now for Lagos. For other states, we saw that they had a lot of turnout actually.
They had a good turnout.
They had a good turnout.
Was it the bulk of the people?
No, it wasn't, but it was still a large chunk of people. But could the state governments have resisted it? Yes.
What did any of the state governors do?
They didn't do it. That's what we're saying. They like sitting on their behind, doing nothing and just watching. That's the point I'm trying to make.
When it came to Lagos, what did Lagos say?
Lagos decided that they're not going to have a rally, and they did not have a rally. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Who was behind that? Was it the state governor?
The commissioner actually came out.
You think all you saw in Lagos was state level?
I get it. But what are we saying for a fact that why are we going to actually continue to let this thing happen? Are we saying that the governors do not have any say whatsoever?
So this is it. Let's go with your theory and your position. Governors need to do more. You're not wrong. Don't get me wrong. I agree that governors need to do more. My position, which you seem not to get, is that the people, what are the people doing? If you're keeping quiet, then it's fine by you. If it's out of fear, then you have social media. You can be anonymous on social media.
Okay.
Say, we don't support this thing, but they forced us to stay at home. Have you heard a single person say that? How many people have you heard? How many dissenting voices have you heard
Okay, are we
saying
saying
that this iPod sit at home doesn't work for
there are
them?
1,001 things that happen in Nigeria? We do not, because there are laws. It's not that we agree to it, but because there is a law binding us, it's binding, and that's it. And that's the truth. It happens in the whole world. Take, for example, the I think we spoke about it last week or 2 weeks ago, the abortion laws that happened in Texas. A lot of people don't like it, but it's now a law. There's nothing anybody can do about it. The same way a group of people are proscribed, there is absolutely nothing anybody, whether you like it or not. It was right at this bar where we broke it down, where we actually found out is a part of research that we did, that as of today, it is against the law for you to actually ask for Nigeria to be divided. So it's not about whether people like it or not. It is about, is it according to the law or not? It's not.
Okay, so has that law stopped people from agitating?
It doesn't stop you from agitating, but once you break the law, you are in jail. Simple and short.
So everybody that has asked for Nigeria to be divided is in jail?
Not in jail, but you're committing a crime.
Are they being dealt with?
Not everybody, but we've seen that there are a lot of people there. Yes, there are a few people.
Lot?
Yeah, there are a few people that have been in the burner of this thing, and they're actually being.
You probably mean just 2 people, not a few people.
Oh, there are a few people actually.
Okay, so virtually everybody that was arrested during the Yoruba Nation rally, they're out.
Yeah, with that, they've seen that there are people that have been talking about that. There are people that now being charged with terrorism. Out of those people now, that yes, there's one person that has been charged with murder and all those kind of things. I don't know. You might be right. I might be wrong. But I just feel that state governors are doing almost next to nothing.
Once again, I repeat, because sadly you probably don't get to hear me, that I agree. State governors need to do more. They need to do more. But everything also speaks to restructuring the Nigerian nation. I am not for the disintegration of Nigeria, but I am interested in how we negotiate the current situation to suit all the individual nations that make up Nigeria. I feel that we need to talk about it. I feel that Nigeria needs to be restructured along the lines of putting the people first. A lot of these agitations are not unfounded. They are born out of desperation or out of oppression. If, for instance, you have been, maybe like when you do your appointments, and you make your appointments into federal roles, there's a balance. You understand? Like, the law states that there must be a minister for every state, but there's no law about that when it comes to national or federal appointments. But if a government thinks about the Nigerian nation and says merit is important, but also carrying people along is more important, so give me a list of 6 people who are suitable for this role from 6 geopolitical zones, from the 6 geopolitical zones. Maybe you want to pick the new chairman of the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, for instance. Let me have 6 people from 6, and you pick all those 6. Any of those 6 are qualified. Then you give it to maybe a region that has not really had that post before. You have not done anything bad. What you have done is to pick one of the best 6 people in Nigeria from the 6 geopolitical zones. But when people talk about appointments being lopsided, they see it and they're not happy about it. However, statistically, they'll come back. Maybe the government has not talked. They will tell you that you think we're appointing people because they're from the governor's and the president's part of the country, but we're actually getting more people from the southern part of Nigeria than we are getting from the north. Mm-hmm. But you see, because you allow the opposition to dictate the media drive and the media space and the information, it's not anybody's fault. It's the government's fault because they didn't provide the information as at when due. So the same think behooves on the governors to make sure that when they are making their appointments in their states, it's balanced. Every state has three senatorial zones or districts. Have you been able to balance your appointments along that line? You get. Then it trickles down to the local government and all of that. At the end of the day, we know that the governors are not doing great in certain areas, but we can't generalize. Some governors are okay, some are just there marking time. What I'm saying is that after tackling the politicians, the people have a say. We do. If you're afraid to confront a group that you feel is oppressive, there's social media and there's technology. You know, people are going viral now without even being influencers and everything. You know, there are a lot of things that we can do to put it out there that, oh, we the people of the Southeast do not support this move, but we are being oppressed to do it. We are being forced to do it. We've not really heard anything like that. I have a few friends who are from the Southeast who do not support IPOP. And I have friends, I see them write on social media, who support IPOP. So either way, regardless of what IPOP says, regardless of what the federal government or state government says, what are the people saying? Because the people can make a change. When people got tired of police oppression, there was the NSAS movement. And it became a national movement. And for 2 weeks, everywhere was on shutdown and lockdown and there was chaos. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying that the people spoke. Maybe they got too carried away with the power that they had found and they lost sight of their, but at least they achieved a few things. And the bottom line is that the people came out to speak. So whether the governor is doing well or not, what are the people saying?
Okay. I'm talking about a bit of that, something you had touched earlier. The DSS has now filed a 5-count terrorism charge against 2 detained associates of the Yoruba Nation agitator, Sunday Igboho. They are Jamiu Oyetunji and Amudat Babatunde. They allege that Oyetunji was in possession of firearms for terrorism-related activities, while Amudat allegedly helped to promote acts of terrorism using her Facebook page.
Wow. So the DSS is not a small security organization. Before they make this kind of allegations, they have their facts. Someone using your Facebook page to promote terrorism, that's a bad thing. And they have facts now, and of course they have to revert to the courts to get judgment. You get the other guy, maybe they've done some gunshot residue test, and they found, proof, or maybe they have proof.
Oh, they have guns. They were in possession without lawful authority.
No, people can be in possession without firing guns. People can be arrested where guns have been kept. But you talked about him using it, and at least they would definitely have proof. We've gone past just alleging now.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, that part of the proof is that
these are not the only 2 people that were arrested.
They had 2 AK-47 rifles. They had 5 AK-47 rifles, 2 of the AK-47 rifles could not be identified. They had 2 pump actions. This man had 2 pump action rifles with serial numbers.
According to the DSS,
yes, there's another pump action with which serial number could not be identified, and a stun gun.
Right. So, like I said again, they definitely have proof, but it's not just being in because if someone is in possession of something, except the law, I know there's a Terrorism Prevention Act that covers.
No, but can you actually be in possession of firearms without it being registered?
No, you're not supposed to be. I'm saying that being in possession is a crime. A bigger crime is when you're caught actually using it. I'm not trying to defend these people. I'm just saying that there's a law against you being in possession of firearms, but there's a law that even will clamp down more if it's actually confirmed that not only were you in possession, you actually used it.
Yeah. So these were part of the 12 that were arrested in his house. 10 of them had been released. The courts did not release these 2 people. And before we go on, this is still the Boom Bar for everybody listening and watching us, which is where we talk about everything politics, sports, entertainment, and everything in between. And you can actually catch us right here. You can watch us on Facebook at Boom Radio NG.
We're on YouTube.
Boom Radio. We're on YouTube at Boom Radio NG. You can ask your questions there, drop your comments, and you could also send us a WhatsApp message at 08094882388. Sorry, it's 08094882388.
And you can like, subscribe, or share our videos on YouTube. We would really love that. And of course, we also love to hear from you guys.
Okay, so on your Facebook page, Ajibade Taiwo says, increase the volume, my brother.
Okay, that means I have to get up to check what's happening while the local holds for as usual.
Okay, so next thing we're going to be talking about now, and I think that it is something. It is two different laws, and this is coming from what has happened today. This is I don't know if I'll call it breaking news, but because this had been, we've heard a few days ago that this particular law had saying this, there had been a second reading in the House a few days ago, and there was a public hearing, I think on Monday, I'm not sure, but it was earlier this week. There was a public hearing on the anti-open grazing law in Lagos State and the law on VAT. So as of today, value-added tax. So as of today now, I think we should pick it one by one. Mm-hmm. I think for the anti-open grazing law, they have officially signed it. The Speaker of the House has also told the clerk to send the bill straight to the governor for immediate assent. Now, coming off this, yesterday, the Miyetti Allah Cattle Bearers Association has warned that the price of cow will skyrocket to about 2 million naira in Lagos State if the government goes ahead with the anti-grazing bill. They already now have gone, so it's time to eat fish and plenty chicken. Because see, let's not even lie. Was it yesterday morning or something, that somebody sent a video to me that said we should not even be eating meat anymore. How? And that has already been giving me a headache. So now that people say that you want to study to 2 million, good readers to bad rubbish.
So when I got up to make an adjustment on the volume, which had to go up, I've done that. I saw it coming from EO Bookie, and I don't know why you don't have it on the screen. Refresh it. Let's see.
Go ahead, just go ahead.
You know, and it would be nice for you to read it by yourself. Nice there.
Oh, okay. So, said this video is stunning. Perhaps both of you are in black, plus the background. It wasn't
It wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned. Trust me. It was very not planned.
The second black was very last minute.
Please go ahead.
In fact, let me confess.
Just move on.
I have to. Okay, so the thing is, Miyetti Allah. This group is an interesting group, and I am not going to misquote or misread them. Whenever I hear anything from Miyetti Allah, ask the guy when we have our editorial meetings. I say, who said that?
Oh,
from which angle?
May Kudi Usman, the zonal secretary of Miyetti Allah Cattle Bearers Breeders Association in the Southwest. Should I continue on what he said? He also said something else.
Okay, go ahead.
Then maybe I should just bunch everything together.
Go ahead.
Now, he has also said, and I quote, please, devil is a liar. I must find this thing.
Devil is a lie.
No, devil is not a liar. Devil is a lie.
No, there's a song by that.
Okay. I can't find it. Okay. Oh my God. No. Miyetti Allah, you want to do this to me? It's not going to work.
Do you remember this song? I think I'm Big Mitch, Larry Hoover. We can work.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Okay. Yeah.
What's his name again?
I think it's Rick Ross.
He has a song called The Devil Is a Lie.
Yeah. So they also said that they are not used to ranching. Don't let me see what's better.
Okay, so this is what it is. This is what it is. You know, the fact that you've done something for so many years
Doesn't make it right.
Doesn't make it right. You understand? So, picture this. If you live in Lagos, for instance, you must have heard about a place called Kara Market. And Kara Market is on the outskirts of Lagos, you know, just on the fringe of Lagos and Ogun State.
Mm-hmm.
It's by a river, and it's a market that sells predominantly livestock. You know, goats, rams, and cows. You know, and they're fantastic goat meat suya. Take it from me. All right. So guess what?
I give up.
Every morning, the cattle rearers will take their cows under the Kara Bridge to the residential part of that area called Opik, Isheri North, Isekom, and take their cattle to anywhere they find free.
Literally have traffic, causing traffic.
If you're driving, you're going to be patient. This happens twice a day, every day, in the morning and in the evening. There are different groups of cattle rearers that do this. The people in the neighborhood, they complain, they've done it, but there's nothing they can do. So some farms have been overrun by these cows, actually. So if you're complaining about it in Igboho, you're complaining about it in Ekiti, in Oshun, in Ondo, in Warri, and anywhere. It's happening in Lagos too. It's happening in Ogun State.
It's happening in Abuja.
So now that there is a law proscribing the free movement of cattle, you must look at how you can go buy the feed. Buy it. So guess what? You don't buy feed for your cow or your cattle and you're selling it at an exorbitant price. Do you share your profit with me? Do you share your profit with the owners of the land that you go to hit the grass on? Now that they are now asking you to stop cheating other people, you're saying that
there's a problem. They're not used to it.
Cow meat will now be 2 million per cow. Congratulations.
Please, good riddance.
With the new VAT laws that are being passed, you will pay VAT.
You will even pay VAT on the cow, which they didn't even used to pay VAT before. You will pack your load and go back to where you're coming from.
Oga Meikudi, or what's his name again?
So he's now. We also know that the government of Lagos State are building ranches. They're also pleading with the government to subsidize the cost of raising cattle in one location. They said that they've agreed with some local chiefs in other states that anyone who wants to rear cows in the location should register and indicate when he is leaving or not. They're claiming that states like Ondo State, Oyo State, Ekiti State have reached agreements with them.
Congratulations on your new agreement.
I don't mean that.
But it's high time we stopped running cattle on the road.
And they had said that they had early sent a letter to the National Assembly to stop the enactment of the open grazing law by the southern governors.
Now you they pay National Assembly.
I don't get it. Number one, that is even bad enough.
This guy is a comedian.
If you are not careful, even the North self, we're getting to a point where it's going to be a national law.
Let's be honest with ourselves. It's
2021.
We shouldn't have cattle running on the freeways.
2021.
It's 2021.
We can't keep doing things and we expect to get the same results.
It's 2021.
This is archaic. It is too archaic to be doing things like this.
Remember when flights were cancelled in Port Harcourt because cows were on the tarmac of an international airport? How long are we going to keep doing this for? How long are we going to keep saying that, oh, it's the tradition? How many traditions have been cancelled or left behind by different tribes and different religions? We can't keep doing it. The Oro festival was a big deal in the southwestern part of Nigeria. It's virtually gone now. Only in parts of Ikorodu and one or two places would you hear.
those things happen anymore? It's
So please, it's time to upgrade.
We need to upgrade these things. We can't continue like this. We can't. We just can't.
You can't keep getting your cattle to eat free food on people's properties that you don't pay them for. Then you now sell the cow and keep the money. It's just like us now. We have a new office. I'm sure you guys like our new office, by the way. Don't look what we could do. Actually, just taking over one of the federal government establishments.
I said, I see I'm in Nigeria.
We're Nigerians now.
I could do whatever it is.
And if we don't go there, our services will be more expensive. Oh, God, go and rent.
And talking about
ranching.
Businesses, yeah, there's also something else that Lagos State government has passed. And this started with Nyesom Wike. Is that how it's pronounced? His name just always amuses me.
His name is actually unique, like yours. So
it's actually amuses me.
I like it when I come across.
So this started with
Nyesom.
This started with the governor of Rivers State, Governor Wike, where he said, where it's looking like, or not, it's not even looking like now. There is a law. They had passed the law in Rivers State, and now Lagos State has also passed it, that VAT is supposed to be collected by the state government. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about
back
it.
And forth.
I'm going to take a few of those, then maybe we discuss.
A few reactions.
Now, surprisingly, which is not something we see a lot. I don't know why, but we see a lot that when things like this happens, maybe northern states they're not always very proactive. But
they're not in alignment.
I know they're always, most of the time, not in alignment with a lot of things. But the Director General, Media and Communications of Adamawa State Government has stressed that this VAT collection on the state will improve the northeastern state's internally generated revenue and reduce its reliance on federal allocations, saying that it will find ways to effectively collect tax, which I think makes sense from his own angle, that because people know that whether we collect tax or not, this VAT is still coming back to us, is fine. That is on his own side. He said that. Then another state, Gombe State. The Gombe State Governor, Inuwa Yahaya, has admonished Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos and Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike to back down on the demand for state administration of value-added tax across the country, as saying that such a policy could leave people of the states worse off. Basically, two things that he said that stands out to me. Number one, that they should be their brother's keeper, and the people of Gombe will be hungry.
Nobody wants anybody to be hungry, and everybody is a brother's keeper. But let's put everything in perspective.
Okay.
There's more. So
there's actually quite a bit.
All right, go ahead.
Now, from the stables of the FIRS, yeah, the FIRS, we know FIRS stands about it. FIRS.
For those of you that don't know what the FIRS means,
the Federal Inland Revenue Service, and now they're saying that the FIRS boss himself has said that VAT is practiced on an input and output mechanism, which means that for a business either importing or buying products, that business will pay VAT either at port if it is importing, or to the manufacturer if it is buying from a local manufacturer. And then when the business pays VAT, it is accounted to the business as input tax. And whatever this input tax he now divides on his goods is how he recoups his VAT back. But now their own argument is that if every state is giving whatever it is that they can give to if every state starts collecting tax, and different states has different percentages of VAT, they're saying that some people would have paid less tax in another state. If you're moving your goods that you bought in one state to another state, by the time you get to another state and the VAT in that state is lower, which the law is binding, so you can't even do higher than that, who is going to pay for the deficit? That's why it's better if it is collected as a central purse and then it is returned, disbursed. Now, another person right here, at an interview, this is Taiwo Oyedele, fiscal policy partner and Africa tax leader at PwC, this is a professional, has said that
It said this on
Nigerian Info had said that the federal government disburses more tax than it retains. It says that the truth about it, according to him, that in 2020, FIRS collected about 1.5 trillion from VAT, and over 50% was gotten from import, VAT, and international services. He's saying that altogether, invariably, that VAT collected is about 60% from the federal, not even from the states. And by the time it was disbursed, only 15% of that tax was left with the federal government. In what that means is that the federal government is even producing more VAT than what the state governments are producing, meaning that they're getting more. Some states, let's put it into perspective, some states, because some states are getting less than they're generating. And that's the truth of the matter. So he is saying that it is, when it comes to distribution of taxes, and the way I understand what he said is that if you do not have enough tax as of now, and the federal government will just hands off, and they already have more tax than what all 36 states are generating.
Okay. So those are reactions from different angles, basically creating a balance to this discussion. On the one hand, you have the governor of Gombe and his commissioner of finance who are saying, be your brother's keeper, don't try to take the law of tax away from the situation it is. Speaking to the governor of Lagos. On the other hand,
seems to be too late now.
There's the Lagos state government who have already actually gone ahead, to try to pass a law and all of that, and it's going to be signed into, law very soon. Pass a bill that will sign into law very soon. All of this should be established that the governor of Rivers State, Governor Wike, actually took the bull by the horn.
Yeah. And
he went to court. Now, sadly, we have always complained about how terrible a document the 1999 Constitution is.
Yeah.
The value-added tax system came into being in the early 90s.
About 993.
92, 93, right? Okay. But a constitution in 99 should have upgraded that law.
That law, which we're still dealing, they failed to do. Yeah.
And that's why
there's a conversation about it.
Federal court granted Governor Wike the right to, do what he says it's going to do now, right? Now the FIRS belatedly are trying to get the National Assembly. I saw a document of them writing to the Deputy Speaker and the Committee on Tax Matters and all of that to pass a law. And I say to myself,
it's a little too late.
Why does government have to be reactionary for African leaders, for Nigerian leaders? Since 1999, this has nothing to do with Buhari's government or Jonathan's government. It has everything to do with the lack of governance on the part of all the people in charge of all these parastatals since 1999, when the Constitution was written or rewritten or dubbed. So, how come the Constitution did not?
Nobody had a conversation about it.
In clear terms, how this? Okay, because they were not collecting VAT. They were already collecting VAT as far back as 1993. So why come something written in 99 did not have it? There's something about VAT that I experienced. I'm not flexing, but I experienced in the UK. I bought a couple of things, and I had my receipts with me. And I was leaving for Nigeria in 24 hours. And a friend said to me, "Have you collected your VAT back?" And I said, "VAT back?" He said, "Yes, that they're charging you VAT. It's there, it's always on your receipt."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I paid. The VAT has been charged." He said, "No, you're not supposed to pay VAT because you don't live in the UK." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." So he told me where so there's a particular store that I took a few of my receipts too. And the ladies took it from me. And they looked at my passport, looked at everything, looked at the fact that I was leaving in 24 hours. And they gave me money back. They gave me my VAT back. I was shocked. This was about 10 years ago. I was shocked, like, so I get money back. That's how organized they were then. As at that time, Nigeria was already charging VAT anyway. So that opened my eyes up to the whole VAT thing. Like, oh my God, really, this is another stream of income for government. But there's a government that is saying that by law, because you're not a resident, you're not even supposed to pay
all that VAT, and that's it. We see that, and that's what it still comes back to the conversation of a constitution review. Now, this would push. I'm not even sure that all the constitution review that the House of Assembly did, this was not even part of it. This is where we know that every single part of the Nigerian government needs to be reviewed.
Every, and that's why people are agitating for a restructuring of the government and the system of governance. So back to this VAT issue. It would be nice for us to expand the discussion beyond VAT, and let's talk IGR. Internally generated revenue, which VAT is just a part of. Too many states are not viable.
That's why a governor can come out and say that
be your brother's keeper.
Be your brother's keeper. Are you not ashamed of yourself?
Is there oil? Governor Zulum is Bauchi, right?
Yeah, no,
Borno. Is there oil in Borno State?
Borno is what you can call war torn.
But look at what the governor of Borno has achieved and is still achieving. He's not asking for anybody to be his brother's keeper. So maybe it's from federal allocation or from IGR. That state to me is viable. You know why? Because every infrastructural development that they have embarked on, they have succeeded in pulling off. We have lazy governors, which I said to you earlier that I do not disagree with you. We have lazy people who are called executive governors,
because you know
on
that
paper.
There is and I think
but they are not executive when it comes to action.
It's high time.
What exactly are you doing?
Federal allocation. Federal needs to.
It makes them lazy.
They need to stop it. I think they need to stop it.
They know that at the end of the month,
you go cap in hand.
Money is coming.
You know, the bad as the bad, money is coming.
From the Commonwealth Fund, from the Federation account, from this, there's always one money to share. But when Lagos State came up against it during President Obasanjo's tenure, the state looked inwards. Look at where they are. If you stop federal allocation to Lagos today, Lagos will not suffer. If you stop federal allocation to Rivers State will not suffer. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Why can't you make your state viable? There is an arm of government that has shown us, there's a document that shows that every state in Nigeria is a potential country when it comes to income and revenue generation because of the natural resources.
Every single state.
Every single state.
Let's even talk, we know that things like oil. Take for example,
oil is small.
Every single these days, oil producing states are just popping up.
At this rate, we're going to have about 15 oil producing states from 9 or whatever that we had before. We're talking about gum arabic, bauxite. We're talking about
gold.
Coal. We're talking about gold. We're talking about so many things.
Come on.
So, as the governor of a state, what exactly have you done about IGL? What exactly have you done to empower your people? What exactly have you done to make your state viable? Your states are all depending on federal allocation. And the problem, one of the biggest issues that people are shying away from, and let's talk about it, is that VAT is not the real problem. It's the generation of VAT that is
the problem.
The vexatious angle. That, for instance,
I think that's what actually started this conversation in the first place.
Some states will charge you VAT because that's what the government has told them is value added tax on services and on goods. one of the most heavily taxed goods is alcohol.
It's alcohol and
There are
tobacco.
several
Yeah.
hotels, all of that, restaurants. But some states in Nigeria are destroying alcohol. Come on.
but the VAT that the remaining states get
You
is
share
still
in
being
that
shared
money.
with you. No.
That's where the bone of contention lies. And that's where the old Wala came from. However, we must now, having said that, we must actually put it out that collecting VAT in a decentralized form might not work. No country does it. VAT is collected centrally. So it might not work. It most definitely will not work. Because even if you decide to have VAT independent of the federal government, all the other states must agree with you on the VAT rate.
VAT rate, yeah.
Then how do you look at the remittance of VAT? Like, you manufacture in one state, you sell in another state. It's a contentious issue.
It's a very
But
contentious
I believe
issue.
that it got escalated because of
Because
the political
of the-
angle to it.
yeah.
When there's the story of how alcoholic beverages are being
destroyed and come on.
It's someone's business. So you're destroying something that someone used his money or our money to buy. Okay, you don't want it in your state. Can you turn the truck
Turn
back?
the truck back. It's really that easy. But we're almost out of time. But before we go, still talking about the North. Unfortunately, the demise of the paramount king of Kotangora in Niger State, who is a first-class emir, who is also a descendant of Sheikh Usman Danfodio Alhaji Saidu Namaska, is dead. And it has been announced that he will be buried at 4 p.m. today at the Emir's Palace in Kotangora.
That's a few seconds away.
Yeah, it says that he's the longest surviving traditional ruler in northern Nigeria. Or he was the longest surviving traditional ruler in. He joined the police force in 1961 and later teamed up with Northwest Judicial Services as a judicial officer. He was turbaned in 1974.
Wow. That's 40-something years.
Yeah.
Almost 50 years ago. That's a long time ago, man.
And he's officially
May
late.
his soul rest in perfect peace, and may there be peace in his land when they find a successor to the throne. May there not be rancor
And all that.
infighting.
And finally, before we go, there's a bit of music news. As September 9, as of today, Brimo, Nigerian musician,
Yeah.
has released 2 surprise albums, A Song and Hamatan and
Yeah.
Rain, with a concept of 9 tracks respectively.
Yeah, and of course, still talking about music, Wizkid, is a single in America, Essence, featuring Thames, has been certified gold.
Gold, yeah. And so also talking about music, the award-winning Nigerian rapper M.I. Abaga has also revealed that a new album is on his way.
Yeah, he was being called
This
out.
is supposed to be his 11th.
He was being called out by
album.
one of his friends and proteges and main men, AQ. And that one was like, look, Drake has finally dropped the album. What are you waiting for? I'm going to call you out. And he was like, come on, guys, chill. I'm in Ghana and all of that. So we're looking forward to MI's next album. We know it's going to be fire because MI is fire himself.
Definitely fire. And then there's news that I saw earlier that I don't know why I need to take it. But this is coming from Anambra State. There's a lot of
No, go on.
talk in Anambra State where the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, has now appealed. Remember the 6 lawmakers that moved from APGA to the APC? They have now said that they should honor the late Dame Emeka Ojukwu and the party and return.
They're lawmakers who crossed over from APGA to APC. Listen to your leaders. They want you back. They miss you. They love you.
They love
Signed
you.
a concerned Nigerian. Concerned Nigerian.
Wow.
They want you back.
Wow, that's all you say?
What do you want to analyze this? I'll drink to that. Bottoms up.
Okay, and
Finally. You know why I like you, Dolupo?
something always just comes up and I'm like,
wait.
You could actually talk about
Your
it.
finalies are never final. Like you can have
At this point,
you can have
it's actually final.
You can have this final. Then finally, you say it all the time. I'm like, this girl is a criminal. Like finally and finally and finally.
There's something that I remembered.
Okay.
This nonsense supposed to happen.
Two-Face and his wife.
No.
Okay, moving on.
Two-Face. That's their business. Okay, you know they said that we should not talk about it.
Yeah, you have been warned
You
or,
are all mad.
or advised.
You're all mad. Anyway, there's a story of Ahmed Musa giving his teammates 5 million naira.
Oh yeah.
Please, what are these supposed to use 5 million naira? How many of them are they supposed to share? Was it 5 million naira each?
No. This is what they do when they get those kind of monies. They share it per player. You get, and even the backroom staff gets a part of it.
So why did
But
he give
most
them?
times-
I'm just asking. It's just
Well, players do it a lot, not just in Nigeria.